vlogging. This is something that I have expressed to the people I love that I've been wanting to do for a while now. Well, no, not unfortunately, but fortunately, some things had taken place in my life, and it caused me to put a hold on vlogging for some time. In other words, I had to work on myself, because I don't believe coming in front of people and trying to minister, and I don't know where I am or where I'm going, or just lost. I mean, I want to make sure, don't get me wrong, nobody's perfect. I'm still not quite where I want to be, but at least I have a clear head of where I want to go now, and I think that's the key to true healing and true evolution. But yeah, so the reason I am out here for Father's Day weekend is because recently I realized that the month of June is a trigger for me, and not only the month of June is a trigger for me, but Father's Day is a trigger for me. And so events had to take place for me to realize this. Most definitely, it wasn't any pretty events. It wasn't just bad, but it wasn't, whenever God convicts you, it's never pretty. It's literally like you're ugly, the ugliest side of you looking back at you. So yeah, I had to stare back at my ugly side, and I had to fix it though. I didn't look at it and say, oh my gosh, my ugly side, what am I gonna do? No, I looked at it and I said, okay, I see it now, guy, show me how to fix it. Okay. So yeah, so events had to take place in order for me to realize that the month of June and Father's Day were a trip for me. At an early age, I'll say maybe around 5, when I was living with my mom, my stepdad, he would have, he had his friends that would come over, but he had one particular friend that stayed over, and he molested me. And he molested me from, I want to say, I can't really, I was so young, I really can't recall the time. Of course, when something traumatic like that is happening, you feel like it has been going on forever, so I can't really recall how long. But yeah, so I was molested while I was in my mom's care, and my mom told my dad of this. She told my dad, and at this time, since I told my dad this, and he just was checking on me. He was like, hey, are you okay? Is everything good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. And at this time in my life, no matter where or how, no matter what occurred or how I was brought into the world, I love my daddy, and I thought the world of him. I remember this bald head man, and I remember referring to him as Michael Jordan. He's like, my name's not Michael Jordan. Fat, short, he don't look nothing like Michael Jordan. But yeah, so while I stayed with my dad, he proceeded to molest me as well. At the time, I was confused. Here's a man that's supposed to protect me, supposed to tell me about bad people like that in the world. And you know, yeah. So that's the logistics of it. My dad molested me for a while. So that was when I was in 5th grade up until maybe when I was up into 7th grade. And like I said, I get into logistics later. I'll share a little story here and there, but that's just like what's on the surface, what I'm willing to share right now. But yeah, he molested me for quite a while I was in his care, until I, you know, basically got old enough to realize, like, no, like realize that I could say no and he would stop it. But yeah, he stopped. Oh, and when I say molest, I don't mean fondling. He tried to have sex with me. No, he didn't try. He well, I'm not gonna say he didn't try, but he proceeded to insert himself in me. Of course, I was very young, so that wasn't very possible. But yeah, so you can only imagine how traumatizing that has been, carrying that. So yeah, I got to an age where I basically said no, like, and when I realized I said no and would resist and he would stop, I was like, okay, he stopped. He, you know, he didn't hurt me or nothing, so I could say no. But I mean, the molesting stopped, but he still put me in uncomfortable situations. It's still, regardless if it stopped or not, like that's the point. And that's what I'm starting to realize, like, me just pretending, like everything was, and I'm not gonna say I was pretending for his sake or for necessarily for anyone else's sake. I realized that I was born into a lot of drama. I mean, I just was born into a lot of chaos. Like, I mean, like in it's like when I was born, it's like the chaos never stopped, and I hate chaos. Like, it made my head hurt. It really makes my head hurt, and I try to avoid confrontation at all costs. So as a child, of course I wanted to tell. Of course I wanted to tell somebody. I mean, who wouldn't want to tell somebody that? Like who wouldn't want to get out the house with their abuser? But all I could think about was what's next. I mean, I had been passed from my mama to him, and from my mama to him, the two people. And I'm not blaming my mama, because my mama was, she didn't have a fair chance at life, so I don't blame her at all. But at the end of the day, I wasn't taken proper care of. My parents dropped the ball twice. I'm not blaming, but they did. They dropped the ball with me. My mom dropped the ball when she let a random man stay. I mean, no, he wasn't a random man, but he was a random man. He molested your daughter. And then my dad dropped the ball. You molested your oldest daughter. With no regard to the pain you caused, with no regard to, and then not saying that anything could make up for the pain he has caused on me, but to hurt me, to violate me, and also be a terrible father. The audacity. Like, so you can only imagine what my dating life has been like. Daddy issues are just, they're there. I mean, and they're not normal daddy issues. They've been there, and it's been building up over years. So I'm gonna go back to when I said I told my family this year. So I think I first told my sister when I was maybe 23. That was the first person I told, and I was 23. So that happened to me when I was maybe 10. I know it was Melissa by my name when I was 10, and I just told somebody when I was 23. You can only imagine the battles I've been fighting in my head, the emotions that have been building up. I just remember times when my aunt would just want to, like, you know, she just wanted to choke me. Like, what is wrong with you, little girl? And I just be like, I don't know. Because it's like I couldn't tell everything. And that was my biggest wall, is that I couldn't tell. I could never open up to people because I couldn't tell everything. And I'm not gonna say I couldn't tell everything, but it's like, and I wasn't protecting him, I was protecting me. But I really, now that I see that I wasn't protecting me at all, I was really hurting me more than I was protecting me. I thought that I was keeping the peace, you know, because like I said, I didn't, if I had told, who knows, like, I would have had to go to court. And I just was like, oh my gosh, I just want the drama to stop. Like, I had been through so much already. Like, oh my gosh, like, from being passed between him and my mom, sometimes I was tired. I was ready to just settle. And now that I think about it, that's literally how I've been operating in my life. When it comes to a job, I just settle. When it comes to a man, I just would settle. When it comes to any situation, I would just settle, because I wanted to avoid conflict at all costs. But sometimes you're gonna have to shake the table to get the things you want. I mean, that's just how things operate. And I'm not saying you have to call it disruption. You have to, you know, hoop and holler and, you know, and just, but you have to stand up for yourself. You have to stand up for what you believe in. You have to put yourself first sometimes and think about the rest later. And I'm glad I know that now. I mean, it's some people that are senior citizens and are holding on to trauma like that, and I decided to let mine go now. So that's powerful for me. So I came out here to clear my head, get some clarity, and to, you know, loving myself, get some rest. I've been exhausted.